Thanks for staying with us. So our topic today is about a report that we saw last week, the news that the Oyo State government is planning to spend the sum of 63.5 billion naira to renovate the government's house amidst the economic hardship attracted mixed reactions from all viewers and social media. The governor, Mr. Seyi Makinde, came out to address this significant allocation, attributing the cost to the volatility of the naira against the dollar. Meanwhile, APC party member, the Oyo State chapter, has said that the governor must reconsider his plan to allocate such staggering number of 63.5 billion to renovate the Agodi government house. The party criticized the move as a blatant display of profligacy, insensitivity, and impunity, warning that it could further destabilize the state's economy. Now, the conversation is, should the Oyo State government spend that much money to give the state the much needed renovation of the government house? Or do you agree with the critics of this move? You can join the conversation on 020-163-52013, 090-241-63440. You can also send your messages on X, and we'll be happy to read your comments on YouTube also. I know when we hear 63.5 billion, it was a lot of money. But the governor has also come out to say, if you look at the numbers, if you look at it against the dollar, you know that the truth is that the volatility of the naira is what is making the numbers look big. For example, he had mentioned that many years ago, during the former governor Ajimobi, that he took a loan, I'm trying to remember the figure, at 350 naira to the dollar at the time, which was about 70 billion naira. No, but today he's having to pay back 300 billion naira because obviously the exchange rate has changed. So what they would have probably paid something much smaller for back then is what's causing the number to be that large. But do you agree? Do you think even with that, do you think it's still a good idea to spend that kind of money in renovation?
I think that it does not have a correlation. We're talking about renovations, and here you're talking about debt. The two don't stand apart. They are different things. When I read the write-up or the story, I was thinking that there was going to be a proper breakdown of how this money was going to be spent renovating. As somebody that is not so new, but also new in the home front space and real estate, doing interiors and renovations, I know that, yes, renovations are quite costly. In fact, renovation costs more than when you actually want to put a new structure down. I mean, but I also think that majority of these things that they want to renovate, one, what's the land size? Are they renovating every aspect of it? How many parts of the government house are they renovating, or is going under renovation? Now, if we're saying we want to renovate this whole building, it's different from we want to renovate 2 floors on this building. That was what I really expected of a breakdown. Okay, maybe the mosque or the hospital or the lodge is bad and is dilapidated, and these are the things that we are spending money on. Another thing, is there importation going to be made during this renovation? Yeah, we are here saying, of course, there might not be, because really the figures look very big, very exorbitant. That's why we would have expected a proper breakdown for people who have been in the architecture engineering space to understand that, okay, these are the things that would be done. And that is not what I'm seeing in that story. The story is digressing on the debt Ajumobi took and how they are repaying loan. For me, it doesn't add up. Yes, renovation is costly if you ask me, but then what are the aspects that are really going to be renovated? And are we doing a total overhauling? Are we breaking down, demolishing to rebuild? Because renovation is not fresh build. So if you're saying renovation, it means that probably there's a remodeling, we are doing certain things, or certain things didn't used to be there, and we want to affix it. So I don't get that breakdown. It's not proper for me yet.
So when I saw this, I actually felt, are they building new structures? Are they adding new structures to buy? I said, I know I went to school now, so renovation, they are not building new one, because 63.something billion is a lot. And it's so funny, it's hilarious, because we've been shouting that we're cutting down on, that government should cut down on expenses, excesses, waste. People are hungry. Nigerians are hungry. And someone wants to spend 60-something billion to renovate. That's a no-no. One. Secondly, he was called to explain why he spent that amount of money. I didn't see any explanation. I didn't see any breakdown. I didn't see any financial breakdown, right? One. Secondly, he started talking about naira to dollar. We're here. Part of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda is that maybe we should patronize made in Nigeria goods, made in Nigeria producers, manufacturers. Everything that has to do with innovation can be gotten in Nigeria. My brother runs a factory and they do buildings and everything. So I know this for a fact. Everything you need to renovate that building can be gotten in Nigeria. So what has dollar got to do with anything? Right? Because we're trying to cut costs to the barest minimum here. And then we've not taken care of healthcare issues that we have, even that trickles down to the local government, to the people. We've not even taken care of our health sector, educational sector, agricultural sector. There's hunger in the land. You want to spend that money. How do people sleep at night? Is this your explanation? Then it was even after the financial pressure and explanation on him that you not even talked about the airports. The little thing they want to do on the airport, for that they want to now bring in the ILS system for landing of airplanes. So if pressure was not put on him, he did not even know that they needed to sort that out to ensure security of people coming. Are you joking?
They were working on that. Okay, let me come to you. Chika. What are your thoughts on this budget?
Personally, I think it boils down to one simple question. And the question really is this the highest and best and most judicious use of these funds in a way that it meets the people of the Oyo State at their point of need? Does this, to a very palpable extent, even from the grassroots level, does this really cater to the pain points of each and every resident or citizen or indigene of Oyo State? One thing we have to consider is there's precedents. So we've had various state governments come up before and say, oh, they want to undertake renovation projects, and we see what happened.
Even federal government.
Yes. When, for instance, in Bauchi State, when they wanted to do their state house renovation, they had earmarked, I think, 6.6 billion. Sorry, 2.6 billion. By the time they were done, they ended up spending 9.6 billion on the house renovations. It's the same thing that also happened in Kaduna State. They were supposed to spend 2.9 billion and they eventually ended up spending 9.6. Same thing that happened also in Kogi State in 2024. They had earmarked 2.29 billion only to end up spending an additional 3 billion. So even when you say that the reason why you have to spend this much is because of the volatility of naira to dollar, during the course of renovation, you know for a fact that these variables will persist and you will definitely end up spending so much more. Even at that, taking a look at this precedent, 63.4 billion seems excessive. I know, I mean, the government of Oyo State has done quite a bit that is applaudable, even though this is what governments should do for the people in terms of healthcare, in terms of paying pension to pensioners, agriculture, roads. Then we can see that work is ongoing. But to me, I really feel that, you know, it's important that there's priority, right? Is this a priority? Is this a pressing need right now? Even though I know that there's an image that the State House, you know, projects. But
yes, I hear you.
I do not think that this is a pressing need right now for the people.
So I hear you, but also I'm reminded that in this country, we lack maintenance culture. We let things dilapidate a lot. You know, somebody who doesn't fix his plumbing in his house, he's now working in government. There's a possibility that he's not going to care if the faucet is broken, everything year in, year out. We never focus. I remember I always refer to this story when our former CEO came in and he started planting flower. Someone, what are you planting flower for? Because we were fine, we entered the office, we are okay, we don't need flower, but he just felt that how can I come into an office that there's a space like this, we need landscaping. And suddenly he started planting flower, and initially we were criticizing him. But then we now understood, after the flowers came and they bloomed and everywhere looks beautiful, you walk in and it's like, oh, you're walking in a nice
fresh air.
Because for him, it was the maintenance of the place was so important. But for us as African Nigerians, we didn't really care. We're just working, we're living there. So many times, these offices, these government offices are not poorly maintained. So for somebody to need a 6-something billion naira, it's because somebody has not done their job. Somebody has not maintained the certain place. You let certain things dilapidate so much that now a government is having to pay so much. So aside from the amount of money that is being put together, also, don't you think it's because as a result of the fact that there was lack of maintenance on the part of the state officials to reduce the burden on the government to pay that kind of money? That is one. Secondly, we must not also forget that this governor has also earmarked a tangible sum, I mean, compared to other states, for education. Yeah, it will be a 21%, which is which is like most states usually have like between 10 or 5% of their budget. So right now, this government has put in quite a bit of money because the entire budget is about over 600 and something billion. So this renovation is 10%. So my question to you is that, do you think 10% of your entire budget is too small a figure or is too large a figure to renovate your state house? This is not just somebody's office, so this is a state house. I'll let you think about that when we go on a short break. When we come back, we'll discuss it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.